Hi, welcome back. I'm Mary Jo, also known as Sewjo, and this is my channel where I talk about all of my quilty stitchy things. And I'm going to be sewing month 2 of the Sew in Love Block of the Month book from Editya Sitar Laundry Basket Quilts. So let's see. Month 2 block is Together Forever blocks, which is this block right here. There we go. So that's what I'm going to be sewing today. So slide that out of the way. And I already have all of my pieces cut. So I have my pieces cut that are A, B, C, D, E, F, and G's. Now with these triangles, I will tell you that I cut mine a little bit bigger because I had to cut squares and then cut diagonally. And when you're dealing with triangles, a lot of times they do those 3/8, 5/8, 7/8 cuts. I don't do those. I just go up a little bit and cut them a little bit bigger. So after they get sewn together, I will have to do some trimming, but that's okay. I prefer the easier cuts. So to get started, what I need to do is I need to take an A, which are these, and a D, which are these, and I need to put them together with the long sides out. So I'll be doing that. Now I am making 8 blocks at a time. So I'll be pinning those together and taking those to the sewing machine. But before I do that, I'm also going to need my E blocks and my C blocks. And I'm going to take and sew my C blocks right there. And then after I sew that, then I'll come back and I'll sew this other one right there. But for this first go at the sewing machine, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do some pinning, sewing, and pressing, and then we'll come back for the next steps. Okay, that's all sewn and pressed, so I'm off to the next steps. So I have these, which are my A and my D. So I'm going to take that, and then I'm going to take my B pieces and just line them up there. And so, actually, I'll probably flip that over so I can see where that seam is and put a few pins in there. So I need to do that to all of those. And then I have this piece, and we're going to add the other C pieces right down here. I'm going to flip those over and I'll put pins, but before I pin it, I'm going to trim off this extra piece. I don't need it. I'm just going to do it with some scissors. Snip. Just reduce some of that bulk. Then I can just pin those like that. Okay. So I'm going to continue to pin these and these, and then take them to the sewing machine and sew. So I have all my pieces sewn together. Before I start pressing this time, I'm going to use my clearly perfect slotted trimmers to trim these down. And then after I trim them, I can press them. And then I can also press these, or those will go that way. But I need to start trimming these here with my rotary cutter. Now this Clearly Perfect Slotted Trimmers is usually my trimming tool of choice for half square triangles. So there's a line going down, and I want to make sure that's on the seam, and I want to make sure these are even, and then I can just trim them up. Now, like I said, I did cut these a little bit bigger when I cut these out, just because I don't like cutting measurements that have those eighth fractions in them, 3/8, 5/8, 7/8. So there's that. And then I can press it and it will look like that. So I just have a bunch more trimming to do and then pressing. Okay, so all of these units are now done. So now I'm back to these units. So once again, I'm just going to clip this little piece off right here. And I'm going to take these F units and pin them on there. Put a couple pins in. All right, make my pile, and then I'll take them over to the sewing machine, sew them all, and then we'll trim them again with the Clearly Slotted Perfect trimmers and press. So I'll see you once all that's done. Okay, so I have all of these sewn. So I'm just going to start cutting them apart and then trim them up again with the Clearly Perfect Slotted trimmers here. And that's just because I had made these a little bit oversized. So we're going to trim them up. Now there's not a lot to trim, but just to make them a little bit more accurate. And I'm going to cut the little dog ears off. And it's trimmed. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this to all of my blocks, and then I'll press them open. Okay, so I have all of these pieces made. So now I just need to start assembling them, kind of like a 9-patch style. So this is the center. I'll have these going in the corner with this square on the outside. Just like that. And then these go in the other places. With a red triangle touching that center square. And that is what my block's going to look like. So now I'm going to pin all these together. And then when I take it over to the sewing machine, I'm going to sew these together in like a web piecing fashion. So I will sew this seam all the way down without breaking any threads. And I will do that with all 8 blocks. And then I'll come over here and sew this seam without breaking any threads through all 8 of those blocks. So then I create like these little holes there, but it keeps everything in line, and that's why I prefer to do it. So then I will just have to sew the horizontal seams. But I need to do this 8 more times because there's 8 blocks, so I'm going to pin everything, take it to the sewing machine, sew, and press. Okay, so now I have all of my blocks sewn. So I'm just going to cut them apart. I got that web piecing going on. So now all I have to do for all 8 blocks is pin these horizontal seams and sew all those and then press. So I'm going to do all that, and I'll come back when it's all done and show you what the final blocks looks like. Okay, so month 2 of the Sew and Love quilt pattern is done. So let's open it up. That's what their block is looking like in the book. And these are what all of my blocks are looking like. There's 8 of them. So there's one. I did press all of those seams open. There's another. So those are all done. So let's see. Next time, for month 3, what block will be sewing? We'll be sewing this for month 3, Be Mine block. Okay, till next time. Bye.